This project was designed for people who are newer to the Arduino Uno, such as early aces.
This is a simple program that turns all of the LEDs on and off, which I just made to show you how the board could, in theory, work for newer aces who don't choose to make a memory game.
This is grade 11 of the RSGC ACES program, project 5.2, the Arduino Uno memory game.
This is the brains behind the Arduino Uno memory game, which is the code. It starts off simplistically, just defining the variables and setting some of them to high and some of them to low. But the most complicated part is decoding the strings that I make. Because in order to figure out the proper order of the inputs and outputs, I put it into a string. And then I use the char at feature or character at feature in order to figure out if it's the right character. I then compare it to different codes which I have set to each of the numbers. If it's right, nothing happens, but if it's wrong, I have all of the LEDs flash on and off. Then I started to build a schematic. Well, this develops into a PCB. So the schematic is just the basic what have you built with hardware. But instead of showing power and ground, you have to have slots for the pins to fit into a breadboard or an Arduino Uno, in my case. You can see the schematic here, and here is an updated PCB, because one error you can make is if you forget one connection or one connection goes wrong, the entire circuit breaks. So in my one, I forgot to connect all of the things back to ground in order to get digital read to work properly. So that's the main difference between this here and the other PCB, which you're about to see. I decided to go with a shield design, which is where the PCB fits snugly across an Arduino Uno. The way I was able to figure out the proper size was by using a pre-built Arduino blueprint, and because it's not the same model of Arduino, I measured, and as it turns out, they were the same.
Once I'd completed the PCB, I ordered it, which was a process that required a bit of trial and error, but fortunately I had a nicer guy on the other end, so I didn't accidentally order a PCB without holes. This is what one of my unfilled PCBs looks like. Once you solder it together, it looks like the one you saw in the Arduino Uno previously, as pictured here. That was grade 11 of the RSGC ACES program, the Arduino Uno memory game.